Blessed rising soul family. Greetings to you, all my beautiful kings and queens, my gods and goddesses, empress and empresses. I don't know if you guys just heard there's like a motorbike in the background, like speeding off. That's the energy that we're about to step into, or that's the energy that we have officially stepped into. And sorry, I didn't finish the intro, but if you're returning, thank you so much as always. I appreciate your support. And if you're new, this is Soul Family Oracle, where I deliver messages from the divine, the depths of our soul, our spirit guides, and our ancestors. And today's message says, I feel like this is just a clarification that's coming through. It's not even a message that is like some kind of guidance, but let's see what might come up. But the message was saying that we have officially closed out the age of Pisces. We have officially closed out the age of Pisces. And I was in the middle of a reading when this came through. And it kind of threw me off because I was like, wait, I thought we already closed out the age of Pisces. And Spirit is like, the energy has still been lingering. Even though the calendar as we know it, or the age as we know it by the calendar has closed, the energy has still been lingering. And it is now that the energy is what's finally being released, is officially dissipating for the age of Aquarius's energy to what fully be like not fully become established on earth, but to fully become a part of the foundations that are being built. So it's like this energy, even though, again, like I was saying, with the calendar cycle, it's like you might see, I think in some people say it was through 2,000 years and ended in 2000. Some say 2000 and the 21st century instead of the 20th century. The timing is debated a bit. But what was coming through was just that this age that had closed out, there was still the lingering energies of all the different things that were put in place, or the different things that were factors of its movement. And it is now in this time that all this is not really just like coming to a halt. It's literally with the dissipation, it's being moved out finally for the age of Aquarius to take root. And I wanted to us to look closer at the age of Pisces. And hold on, I put down some notes. Another thing that was coming through was the numbers. And the message that I put down was initially was that the age of Pisces officially closes out today, 7th September 2027. And I was led to calculate the 7th September, and that leads to 799. 799, 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 7, is it 8? And then, wait, hold on. Okay, so 9 plus 9, 18. So that's 7 and 18. 18, that's equal to 9. 7 plus 9, that's 16. And that equals to 7. So this is what Spirit was trying to bring my mind to the fact that today with this lunar eclipse, and specifically also with the lunar was significant because Pisces, moon, water, lunar energy, that spiritual sense. So not only is the energy finally fully closing out, 0404 on the timer, and 7:34 a.m. That's 7 again. So 7 is very significant. 7 has been coming up a lot in the last few readings since that I've done this morning or since yesterday. And yeah, so it's 7:34 a.m. on the 7th. So that translates to 777. And I'm hearing lucky streak. So for a lot of people that have been living under the influence of the age of Pisces, right? Where it's because of the foundations that have been set, we're having to live in a certain way, do certain jobs. And for some of the people, 444 on the timer, that refuse to conform to the conditionings of what had been left over by the age of Pisces. It's this 77 is saying you are about to hit your winning streak. this is the period of that you hit your winning streak, because I feel like in this period, as 0505 for the timer, as we fully embrace or fully step into the age of Aquarius and things begin to align for the rest of the world to really like fall in alignment with the age of Aquarius, there are the people that have already been walking this energy and have been moving in this energy or moving in alignment with this energy. And those are the people that the divine is saying, it's like you're about to meet your winning streak. In the sense, like, it's like all the things that were against you and under the age of Pisces are going to be for you now. All the things that were literally meant to be obstacles for you in the age of Pisces are going to be what? Climbing blocks for you now. They're just going to be blocks to help you move up. And I feel like, yeah, let me take this quickly before I continue. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. All right. So I wanted us to just look a bit closer at the age of Pisces. And it says the age of Pisces refers to a 2,000-year astrological period marked by the sun's position in the constellation Pisces on the spring equinox that began around 68 BCE and ended in 2000 CE. BCE being before Christ, after Christ. I don't know. Well, let's see. Okay, BCE, that's like before Common Era. It says before Common Era, and then CE, before Era, equivalent to before Christ. Okay, all right. So, yeah, it says, though its true date are debated, the era was characterized by themes of faith, devotion, institutionalized spirituality, hierarchy, and the search for meaning through external authorities, rather than inner knowing. Key features included the rise of organized religions, emotional manipulation disguised as spirituality, the separation of self from the divine, and the focus on external power, money, and control, leading to widespread conflict, suffering, and a deep conditioning of guilt and shame. So with the faith and devotion, right, this age emphasized on the belief in higher powers and external saviors instead of like going within ourselves. 734 on the timer. That's 77 again, right? Instead of going within ourselves and like building ourselves and becoming masters of our own destiny, not really masters of our own destiny, but just like really just like gaining enlightenment and becoming masters of our own self and tapping into nature, working with the element, right? Basically seeking external validation and all those things, seeking validation in all the external things and not the internal things, because going within ourselves would allow us to figure out who we truly were and to start to walk in our divine power. Okay, and it's like in the age of Pisces, it was more marked by like the structures and the hierarchy and the knowledge of the people that were in the hierarchy, or for instance, institutions where they would say like, let's say science, for instance, okay, science, the hierarchy of importance would be people with like, I don't know what the highest degree is, whether it's like doctorate and all those things, where they have like, you know, these very like high certificates. I honestly don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. When it comes to education, I am not the most educated person. Like literally, like when it comes to formal education, I'm not the most educated. I have a very limited formal education, and so I had to go through various like educational courses. 0909 on the timer. I had to go through various educational courses to get the knowledge and technical know-hows of the things that I wanted to be in, or the things that I wanted to learn or work in. Anyway, that's a story for another day. That is a story for another day. So again, with the signs, I was trying to say, like, for instance, with this hierarchy, right, that brought about some of the things that have now become the mafias that are actually the most dangerous things to the world, but pose as safe and secure, right? And when you speak about these mafias, you speak about the pharmaceutical mafia, The pharmaceutical mafia is one of the most dangerous because, they pump out with all this medicine and they are attached to the signs. And that's where the hierarchy comes in. So it's like with the people that actually have the knowledge of things that can heal us, things that could be used to heal the world and the planet, things that were much more secure and healthy for us as human beings of our bodies. We're not being put in the place to do what they were supposed to do because this hierarchy didn't allow for everybody to really be a part of that order based on the knowledge you have or the insight you have, but it was based on whether how far you had learned, or basically what status you had in this hierarchy, right? For lack of better terms, let me just put it like that. Okay, with the separation, it's like it's like a lot of people were taught to be like separated from each other, in the sense like we were conditioned or systematically put into processes or put through processes that would condition us to look out for just ourselves, right? To look out for just ourselves instead of looking out for everybody else, not everybody else in general, or just like having this general sense of oneness where it's like, oh, even if I'm not doing anything good for somebody else, at least I'm not harming them, or at least I'm not like trying to disrupt something in their life. And I feel like this is one of the things that is actually it's finally like materializing now, where the understanding of oneness is becoming more and more apparent in how we see things, and specifically also or especially within the collective energy, because this oneness is spreading through the collective in a way of consciousness where it's like we're reaching higher enlightenment and we're receiving certain informations. 1144 on the timer. Thank you, Spirit. And we're receiving certain informations that is like information that only could have been received through some kind of like supernatural beings. As a matter of fact, it's like telepathy, where groups of people were getting some of the same information, right? And it's like now with this level of awareness, we're able to ascend into this energy. So again, with the age of Pisces closing out today, it's like with this eclipse, this final eclipse of 2025. And I feel like that's why I was led to calculate. It's like with the 9, it's like 9, it's not really the end, but it's like the culmination, the end to a new beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. And I feel like that's what this is about. It's like this age, like for instance, today with this lunar eclipse, it is closing out the cycle finally, because it's been different things that have been embedded in like, and we've reincarnated multiple times to come and relive this, which means we have brought back and lived back in the same energy multiple times. 7:43 a.m. on the clock, 7 again. 7s are very significant. And now 1303, that's also 7. So I feel like the main reason why this message is coming through is to say that the energy is now officially shifting from that Piscean energy where we were just being ruled over and we were just like following blindly, right? And we were like abundantly giving in our energy. It's just like the energy of the fish, the Pisces. Like the fish is giving of itself to us as food, and also it represents abundance. So giving of itself is like giving away your abundance. And that's the age that we were living in. The abundance, not just as material gains, the abundance just being our willpower, our freedom, because that is where it starts from. Without the willpower, without the freedom, it's going to be difficult to build any other level of abundance, because abundance comes from within. The things that we see as abundance on the outside, it stems from within. It is the inside state that generates that abundance on the outside. 14:14 on the timer. So I feel like with this message, and again, I knew this message was going to be short. It felt like this message was going to be short. It's like Spirit just wanted to announce like, yo, we're closing out this cycle officially today. It's like, even though we've left the energy, or we've left the cycle like by date, the energy has still been in the air. And now with the shift that has happened, and I feel like this timeline shift that has been coming up a lot, Spirit is still teaching me about it, so that reading is still not ready. But this timeline shift, I feel like this is also because of this timeline shift. And this is why it looks it honestly looks so amazing to me, because I honestly feel like even with the messages that we've been channeling from the last year, it feels like everything is coming together so perfectly. It's like everything looks like it was laid out, even though we're delivering the messages and we didn't know exactly what the timeline was, or, it's collective messages. 15:15 on the timer. It's like I'm seeing more and more vividly these days how everything has been in alignment. It's like everything has led up to this. And it's like I'm going back to messages and I'm like, yo, I'm actually like going back to some of my messages and I'm like, whoa, this thing is happening exactly as I said it would happen. And sometimes, we deliver the messages and then not all messages are for us also. But sometimes the messages are for us also. Because like, for instance, I, for instance, deliver to a lot of people. The energy that I tap into for the collective is very, very wide. It's very wide. 1555 on the timer. You understand? It's very wide. And I am not all these people also, even though I've had many incarnations and I'm da 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 da. It always feels like 1616 on the timer. That's 77. Wow. It always feels like, those messages that are meant for you, you can feel it to a certain level. You understand? The knowing that we have sometimes really just like encompasses of what we're being given as part of the collective message. And then there's the knowing that we receive for ourselves, that comes through the various messages that we receive ourselves, or whether divination for ourselves or ritual work for ourselves, the things that we do for ourselves. But I feel like within the collective energy, it's really trying to speak of how everything is coming together. And again, with the oneness, and how I was speaking about how it's like we read for multiple people, like multiple energies. I feel like with this oneness, it is now that we're really coming into the energy of this oneness, because it's like, and I'm hearing selfish. It's like right now, a lot of people are going to be selfish in a selfless way. So it's going to allow the world to really adjust itself, where it's like before, where the greedy were, becoming rich, and then the meek were becoming poorer. It's being balanced out. So in the sense where like empath 1734 and that's 177. So before, where like, let's say empath and healers and light workers and all those things were taking certain things, just like that, and they were being taken for granted and their energies were being ridden on. Now they are becoming more selfish, but not selfish because they want to serve themselves, selfish because they want to selflessly serve their collective. And the only way they can do that is to first be selfish with themselves, with their energy, to protect their energy from the wrong people, and to first establish themselves, be grounded in their energy, so that now they can selflessly give of themselves to the people that they are meant to be giving to. 1818 on the timer and 99. 1818 translates back to 9. So yeah, I feel like in this period, it's just going to be a lot of change, because it's like the shift that has happened, that we've been waiting for the timeline to like really sort itself out, and kind of like, it won't just become one immediately like that. It won't become just one all of a sudden. There will still need to be things that fall off and things that are replaced to reach a certain level of balance before the timelines, before they merge officially into the, like, not like merge, no, before they each become individualized, because now it's like we're still going in between timelines a bit of the old, a bit of the new, something of the sort. Okay, so as always, guys, please listen with discernment. Take only what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if the message resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe to help us reach even more of our soul tribe. Have a blessed day, guys.